Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So everybody has been hearing about all of the unfortunate things that's been happening to Wendy Williams. Her health took a turn for the worse, unfortunately. She's been going through a lot, and in her personal life, she's got the conservatorship going on, and people are not doing right with her money. Allegedly, she is facing a tax lien on her apartment because they have not been paying her bills. They have not been taking care of her financial obligations and responsibilities, and unfortunately, the blame is falling on her instead of these people who are financially in charge of her money. On top of all of that, she also has to deal with her ex-husband, which is just absolutely ridiculous. The man at this moment is requesting 2 years of back pay, I believe, of spousal support, something of that nature, basically. And a lot of people have been calling him out, and it's really good to see that people are, for the most part, united on how we all feel about this subject. Everybody, both men and women, have been saying that Kevin Hunter was very raggedy for what he put Wendy Williams through. Even I said it myself. I made a video not too long ago about this whenever it first hit the media that she was going to divorce him. That if he wasn't going to be a decent husband and at least treat her right, he needed to be a smart husband. Because a smart husband would have kept his you-know-what in his pants and stayed faithful to his wife, who was making millions of dollars that he was enjoying the fruits of. Yet instead, he decided to be stupid and indecent and go lay up in the sheets with some woman who didn't have a pot to piss in nor a window to throw it out of, and get her pregnant on top of all of this. A lot of people were talking about how Wendy Williams went through a lot growing up. She went through a lot in her life as a child and an adult. Allegedly, Wendy Williams had multiple miscarriages. Like I said, she's just been through a lot. I'm not a fan of Wendy Williams. I don't like what she uses her platform to do. It's been already said before that she has been very messy. Yes, she put some stuff out there that a lot of people were like, well, thanks for putting this out there because we felt like we needed to know. But she was also very messy and gossipy. She literally made a living out of putting people's business on the front street, if you will. Although, like I said before, she went through a lot in her life. She did not deserve what Kevin Hunter put her through, and a lot of people feel like the reason why she took this, turn for the worse, so to speak, because notice this all started to happen after she found out that he had allegedly got his mistress pregnant, his side chick pregnant. Notice that this all started to fall apart around that time. So a lot of people really feel like what he did was essentially the straw that broke the camel's back with this woman's mental state and her health. Believe it or not, you could go through so much in life that it will really knock the breath out of you. It can literally break your heart to the point where you start to experience all kinds of, issues with your physical health. You can experience that kind of heartbreak, that kind of trauma to that kind of degree. And I honestly do believe that a lot of this stuff she's going through is a manifestation of the heartbreak she's been through, of the trauma she's been through. People using her left and right because that's what they were saying, that these conservators, these people in the conservatorship, all they're doing is using her for money. They're using her the best way that she can. She probably either said no to something or, they're just done using her basically. And now this is how she's going out, unfortunately. And I hope everything will be okay. But this is what happens in Hollywood. I've said this before. They use people, they exploit people. And once they're done with you, they really don't care what happens. They're going to use you until the wheels fall off, so to speak. And Kevin Hunter only made that worse for Wendy Williams. Like I said, I do believe that after she found out that he allegedly got that woman pregnant, it broke her. And her body and her mind couldn't take the trauma anymore, which is why, like I said, a lot of this stuff is probably happening to her right now. Like I said before, most people are a united front when it comes to Kevin Hunter. And basically by a united front, I mean that we all collectively agree that he needs to take his raggedy, no good, low down, cheating behind down there to somebody's employment office and get a job and stop harassing this woman about this money. And it's not even her decision. Remember, we were talking about the conservatorship. They're the ones in control of the money. You want your money? Go talk to the bank. They're not even letting her have access to her money. They're just using it the way that they see fit and not even paying her bills. So what even made him think he's about to get any money from her? If he really thinks he's about to get any more money from that woman with the way that her conservators are using that money the way they want to, he's sillier than I thought. And it's really sad, and it speaks volumes to the lack of empathy that he has for that woman. It's like, show all of us that you really never cared about that woman, even though she very clearly cared about him and even overlooked his cheating up until he got his side heifer pregnant without telling all of us. Once again, this woman is mentally and physically incapacitated, basically, and all he cares about is his back pay because he is now confronted with the consequences of his actions. Once again, it's giving, does not want to be confronted with, accept, and deal with the consequences of his actions. I don't feel sorry. I don't feel no ways for Kevin Hunter. He really had it made in the shade, so to speak. There are a lot of men these days who wish they were married to somebody that had Wendy Williams kind of money. All he literally had to do was treat her right, appreciate her for all the things that she did, for what she brought to the relationship. But no, that was too much like right. Now, like I said, there's a lot of people who agree with the fact that he's raggedy and that him and his side dish needs to go and get a job. But there's always that one very toxic group of ignoramuses who love to come up with the whataboutisms and say, oh, well, you so-and-so do it all the time, you women do it all the time, etc., as if, once again, that justifies what this man did to this woman. Once again, it speaks volumes to the lack of empathy that some people have within the Black community. Once again, just because somebody screwed you over or somebody who you like or, you care about does not mean that everybody who looks like them, who shares their same skin color, who's the same gender as them, is out to screw people over. To say, oh, you people do this all the time, to justify something that somebody did that was very cruel and heinous is disgusting. But like I said, we've got a lot of disgusting people walking around in our community, walking around in our society. They are a plague. They are a nuisance. And the sad part is they don't even realize it. They don't even care enough to fix it and not be a plague and a nuisance. Now, before anybody tries to go the whole legal route, because like I've said before, I try to cover all bases in my videos. I'm well aware that there are these things called legal documents, which I've talked about quite a lot on this channel, especially with all of the P. Diddy stuff. There are legal documents that people sign when they get married. If a person gets divorced, whoever makes the most money, then that person has to pay the other person alimony, spousal support, whatever. I understand that. And I've said this before, people who get married, especially people with a lot of money, I don't know why they don't go into these relationships with prenups. Like, I'll never understand that. People love to say, oh, you don't trust a person if you make them sign a prenup. I used to think like that too, until I saw the goofiness in that line of thinking, the lack of wisdom in that line of thinking. If you have a lot of money, like Wendy Williams kind of money, you better be going into the relationship with a prenup so that if you get cheated on, you won't end up like Wendy Williams. And that goes for both men and women. And I mean that with my chest because, once again, I don't support double standards. I shoot down and block double standards, and I block people who like to promote them too. Like I said before, if you cheat on your spouse after you had it very well with them because they were taking care of you, you shouldn't get anything from the relationship. Now, I could be wrong, but Wendy Williams doesn't seem like the type of woman who would make a man sign a prenup, which is probably why she's going through what she's going through with this money situation and him demanding that back pay right now. But once again, just because he might be legally in the standpoint to be able to ask it doesn't mean that it's actually right for him to do. Like I said, because of what he did to her. And the funny part about that is them same people who are saying, oh, he should get the money, despite all of what he done and that he really doesn't deserve it, will be the same people getting mad at the legal system and the judges for ruling in favor of the women who are trying to get child support only to help take care of their child from their deadbeat baby daddy. I told y'all before, these people are not going to roll out these double standards in front of me and I not say anything about it. Anyways, I hope things really do work out for Wendy Williams. I really do hope that people are praying for her sincerely and genuinely, because if there's any time that she needs prayer, it's right now. What people need to understand is that she is in a very vulnerable position. Y'all, at the end of the day, she chose to be in the industry that she chose to be in. And unfortunately, in those industries, I done told y'all before, they're very demonic and they're ran by some sick people. There's a lot of control that you have to give over to them. And when anything happens to you, they basically own you. Understand that. They basically own you. I hate to put it that way, but it is the truth. Like I said, nobody can help Wendy right now except for God. Let me put it that way once again. It is out of the control of everybody else, and I really do hope and pray that God helps her. And I really do believe that Kevin Hunter and his side mistress is gonna reap the consequences of every evil deed and action that they have sown. As a matter of fact, really, if you want to think about it, he's reaping it right now, because isn't allegedly that woman not even in a relationship with him right now? As soon as the money dried up, she went away, and now he's possibly facing being homeless because he's still trying to get access to Wendy's money, which he would have had access to, once again, if he just would have did the right thing. Clearly, like I said, that was too much like right. Y'all let me know what y'all think and how y'all feel about all of this down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all all have a very blessed, beautiful, and safe day.